Hello everyone, the New World Aeternum beta just wrapped up yesterday, and I'll be giving my honest opinion about it and how it stacks up to the current live version of the game. To give you a quick spoiler of the video, I think this clip sums it up very well.
Same, but different, but still same.
Alright, I apologize if I sound a little stuffy. September just started, and I have a cold. Got my tea and my honey, so hopefully we can get through this with no issue. Alright, so starting off with the rebranding of the game, getting that out of the way. Amazon Studios' rebranding of the New World, in my opinion, is just a smokescreen. The real issues lie in the game's core gameplay, and what that is has not changed. I believe this was just done to kind of due to the negative stigma that is associated with MMOs being long, grindy, requiring a lot of time investment, and having a somewhat toxic community to them. The recent PC crossplay beta, with its limited level cap, and I would honestly just call it kind of a PTR in a sense, or a demo, really highlights the company's desire to withhold information about the late game from veteran players. This lack of transparency doesn't inspire confidence in the game's future for me at all. We'll get to that in just a moment though. Let's start off with some positives. We don't want to ruin everyone's day, not yet at least. The game's visuals have been presented more effectively in the new tutorial zone, starting off in the water after that cutscene with the flaming ship debris around you, swimming into that cave with a great lighting, and that deer really shows off how great the visuals in New World can be. The ability to choose an archetype during character creation also allows players to test their desired weapons right away instead of having to wait for drops or trying to craft them later on in the game, because you do start with sword and shield currently on the live version, and for some people that's not really what they want to play. However, a temporary level boost similar to the way Lost Ark does its classes could have allowed players to experiment with different skills and abilities in that controlled tutorial environment, helping them to kind of learn mechanics more effectively and possibly pick up the best weapon combination for their preference. Even though it really won't matter past a few levels, because you do get some drops and you are able to craft things very quickly in the game. So, the leveling process. At least from level 1 to 30, it felt nearly identical to the live version of the game, with some exceptions, like the inclusion of frequent cinematic cutscenes during the main story quest. This kind of helped maintain player engagement with the story, and it had like a cohesive narrative experience, unlike the live version where you didn't really get that. Most people just kind of spammed E to get past dialogue or press escape during any kind of important cinematic that played. While you still can do that, at least with this popping up on your screen, maybe players will be more interested in trying to learn what the New World is about. While the new player experience has seen improvements, that really isn't where the game's primary problems were. The real issues were in the late game. The late game in New World lacks variety that a lot of players want. Once players reach max level, there are limited activities in both crafting, PvP and PvE content. While you can do some of these mundane tasks, going out, cutting trees, mining ore, fishing, that kind of thing, while it is fun, can you really imagine yourself doing that day in, day out for hundreds or thousands of hours? I know after a while I would get bored, and I have a couple of 100 hours in the game already, and I just really don't see myself logging in just to do these activities. The endgame content feels repetitive, with players often grinding the same activity for gear and resources just so they don't, fall behind from everybody else. And it can really kind of ruin motivation to keep playing. The rewards for endgame activities can also be underwhelming. especially for players who have a lot of time into it. Spending a few hundred hours at the beginning to get those cool rewards is a really nice incentive, but once you get them, then what's the point? There really isn't one. The fact that the long-term New World players weren't allowed to experience the endgame content in this recent open beta, while those who did on the console exclusive beta were put under the NDA, kind of reeks of fishy business practices right there. It's clear that Amazon has something to hide, and it's raising serious concerns about the game's future. This lack of transparency suggests that they may be trying to conceal issues with the endgame, either issues or just lack of the endgame from where the live version is right now. Bringing New World to consoles will significantly increase the player base. That will lead to more active servers or social interactions, and this will lead to players creating their own content, organizing events that could keep the game feeling fresh and engaging. And it could enhance the overall experience for everybody. Players making their own content kind of keeps the game alive. We can't really expect the developers to keep putting out consistent content over time that is at our own pace. Sometimes we kind of have to take that in our own hands and make our own content with just the tools that the game kind of gives us, be that, role play or anything else. While the New World has made progress in some areas, its late game content remains a significant concern. The lack of access to endgame content for long-term players and the secretive nature of the console-only beta raises some serious questions about Amazon's intention. It's important that they address these issues and provide a more engaging and rewarding experience, be it rewarding emotionally or rewarding in actual monetary gains like gear or endgame currencies, things like that. There are some players who are concerned that they are tossing away their veteran players who have been supporting the game for years now just to earn some quick and easy money from the console market. And I kind of feel about the same as these players, honestly. So what do you guys think about this beta? What do you think about New World's future? Go ahead and share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the coverage of the New World Aeternum beta, and look out for future New World content, as we will be covering the full release on October 15th to see if they actually did change the endgame at all and if it is better now. We will also be covering other games on this channel too when they do release, so look forward to that. And again, my name is Fate, and I hope you have a great day.